What's going on, guys? Here we go. Are the orcs the counter to the obviously superpowered, most would say overpowered Adeptus Mechanicus Codex? So let's get into it. I just want to share some thoughts with you. If you've been enjoying the Adeptus Mechanicus Masterclass videos or my channel in general, please hit like. It helps people find the videos. It's free and it helps me out. Or please subscribe. That's also free and we do a lot of fun stuff here. So let's get into it. I want to share with you the Beast Snaga rules and some kind of deep dive thoughts, how this is going to play out with the Admech. Right now, the Admech pretty much are dominating every event. They do definitely need a bigger FAQ to bring them more in line. But the other two really strong codexes, that being Drukhari and Dark Angels, are also doing very well still. So maybe all the books are supposed to be this crazy, and the orcs are going to be the same, just a new level of crazy. I don't love this design element or balance element in 40k or games in general, where you try to make everything as powerful as possible and then just try to let it balance itself out because everything is broken or whatever. They did this in AOS 2 where things were just crazy powerful, rolling so many dice, hitting so hard, everybody was just smashing everything, and that's how they, I think, tried to balance the game, is if everything's broken, nothing's broken. But I want to share with you, are the orcs going to start smashing our baby boys? These little robot toasters may have some hurt coming to them. The first one is the Snakebites clan culture. This is basically transhuman against everything except strength 8. So you're only going to be able to wound them on a 4 or better. Now, this doesn't affect our most powerful stratagem, enriched rounds. We're forced to hit, automatically wound, and we skip that wound roll. But with orcs going up to toughness 5, all of our infantry in general are going to need 5s to wound, which is already a big drop in the efficiency. And if you've played the Admech, you know they're very efficient with their shooting and buff stacking. So if there's 120 snakebite boys on the board and you're wounding them on 5s, and then if you have some strength 6 or strength 7 guns, you're still only wounding them on 4s. Now, that could add up to be pretty powerful. I think the swarm of orc boys and them pinning you in combat, and they're simply just going to be better at you in combat, is going to lean heavily into the ability on the marshal to let a unit fall back and still shoot, because even with the incredible resilience of the Admech, I think you're going to get the weight of dice against you and start to get your models cleared out. This, of course, is assuming the Adeptus Mechanicus player is going pretty heavy into the infantry, which are very strong at the moment. I'm not saying you need 80 or 100 of them like the orcs are probably going to do, although it is very, very strong if you do. I think you're going to want at least 1 or 2 units of a 20-man infantry block to get a lot of the power out of the Admech book. And another one I just want to share with you right off the bat is the Beast Snaga boy. Do they all, if you know in the comments, please let me know if you've seen the new box set army codex of the Beast Snaga Orc Codex release. I know that made no sense. The new Orc Codex is basically pre-released in the new army box, so if you have that, let me know. Do all the Snaga boys carry the thump gun? Now, one thing that's making the Admech very, very powerful in competitive play and in general is large units of troops, and then the super resiliency that they get in Lucius. Now, this is a counter to all of that. One, the large units of troops are susceptible to blast, so everything shooting it is going to get max shots. So this does say boys can run 20 man strong, so that's going to be 20 boys always shooting 3 shots each, so that's going to be a 60 shot unit. Now, a couple other things on the stat profile actually chip away pretty darn good at the Admech troops. The Lucius Forge World trait is if the damage characteristic of an attack is 1, you get +1 armor save. Now, you can see here, the damage characteristic of this attack is not 1, it is D3. So, that's going to automatically mean you're going to lose +1 armor save on your Lucius troops, which everybody's taking in competitive play in general. I think Mars still has some great play. But losing the +1 armor against damage 1, which is what makes your troops so resilient to small arms fire, they're not going to get that. And then on top of that, they're going to get an additional AP1 on them. So let's say their 4 up is not going to a 3 from Lucius. It would stay at a 4 and then go up to a 5 with AP1. There are some turns and other ways you can buff your Admech armor saves. But then also on top of that, it's strength 6, which means they're wounding all your non-buffed troops on a 2+. Right? We're toughness 3 on our troops. We will be able to make one unit only able to be wounded on a 4, which apparently this whole army is going to have on their troops. Now, the saving grace, of course, is the Orks hit on 5s. Now, they may have some more rules or special abilities that we haven't seen yet that's going to buff up their efficiency and their shooting, but that could be our saving grace with the Admech troop blobs. Is if they're hitting on 5s, they're just simply not going to hit as many. But if they're shooting 60 shots, I mean, that's going to be about 20 hits, wounding on 2s. Let's say that's 17, 16 wounds. They're probably killing half the unit. It's possible. So I just wanted to do this little deep dive. Also, if you look here in combat, which is not our strong suit for our normal troops, although it is, you know, pretty decent. We have a lot of good units for combat, but let's just say they charge in with these squid boys into the rad affected vanguard, are reducing their strength and toughness, only brings them to 4 or 5, so they're still wounding on 3s, and they're still we need to wound them back on 5s. Sorry. The squig itself does not have damage 1, same as above problem. We don't get the +1 save. It gives us -1 AP and it's wounding us on 2s. And then we're pretty decent against this, although they're going to have a large volume of attacks. But that's just the saddle get. The actual boy is striking at strength 5. So, once again, reducing the strength down to 4. He's still wounding us on 3s. Oh, sorry. That's the shooting. They're actually striking us at strength 6, down to 5, AP 2, and 2 damage. So you're not getting any of your extra resilience against that. So, there you go. Let me know what you think. Are you afraid of the new Beast Snaga boys? How do you feel your Admech Codex is holding up in your friendly games? Of course, they're very, very strong in competitive play. I think they're very, very strong in friendly games as well. And are you worried about the Beast Snaga boys? I think if you're a Beast Snaga Orc player or plan to be, they're looking very strong. I couldn't find the article, but there is also an Orc squig launcher buggy or whatever the heck it's called that has like a 2d6 blast attack on its gun. So it's going to be shooting, I think it's a 95 point truck that's going to be shooting automatic 12 shots with no line of sight against our blobs of boys over size 11 in our units. So I think they're going to have the tools to clear out a lot of our infantry, mow them down in combat, or at least hold them in combat with their mobs of boys. And it may not be necessarily a balance fix to our book, but maybe the game in general, if the Admech are having a hard time against the Orcs. And then heck, maybe the Orcs will have a hard time against, Necrons or Space Marines or something like that. Let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Comment down below. I like talking about the games. And I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye for now.